Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a whole bunch of things that I am currently loving. I have things in here from every category. I've got home goods, hair care, makeup, books, and a few other things. So hopefully you guys are in the mood for a nice long chatty relaxing coffee video. I'm currently making myself a cup of coffee right now, of course, with my Maxwell House pods in my Keurig, which is still my favorite coffee, my go-to coffee. And I just got back from a trip down in the States. It was for business, but I also used it for a little bit of leisure as well. And I have to say, you guys, I'm so happy to be back home in my simple, minimalist life. I honestly used to hate on living in a smaller place, and I used to be so envious of people who lived in larger centers or in the States because the shopping is so much better and there's so much more available at your fingertips. But honestly, you guys, after coming back home to Canada and getting back to my quiet, peaceful little place that I live in and my nice, quiet, organized home, I just feel so much better, and I never appreciate home as much as when I go on a trip. It's not that I don't like going on trips or traveling, I really do, and I do appreciate the finer things in life, but I always just am so happy to come back home and just continue living a normal life. So without too much further ado, you guys, let's get into today's video. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would love if you would consider doing so. And you can also feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram. So the first thing that I have been loving, I've shared this in a couple of videos already. By the way, please excuse my voice. I do have a little bit of a cold that I must have picked up in my travels. But the first thing that I have been loving is this bathroom photo. So I found this on Amazon. It's a beautiful kind of a vintage antique inspired floral canvas print with a really pretty gold frame. I have been moving away a little bit more from the sort of clean, almost sterile looking lines of like a Scandinavian type of home decor, and I've been moving a lot more into a traditional, even like farmhouse, maybe with some slightly Victorian touches here and there, and a little bit more feminine and floral. So this picture just really ticked off all the boxes for me. I was looking for something floral. This particular one is from Amazon, by the way, you guys. If you're looking for something like this, I will try to link this one down below. They had a whole bunch of different print options, but they were all floral and they all had this beautiful kind of antique vibe to them. So I really like this one, I think, just because they're the kind of white flowers juxtaposed against the darker background. And it's just such a pretty photo. So I replaced the one that was in the bathroom before, which was again a little bit more modern, contemporary, and I replaced it with this beautiful floral one, and I just really love it. Also, these photos come in lots of different sizes. I think this one is the perfect sized one for the bathroom, and I'm looking for something similar for the bedroom. The second thing I have been loving lately is my new dresser. So I did share this in at least one other video with you guys. This dresser I also found on Amazon, and I would have loved to have thrifted an item like this and just restored it. But again, that's one of the downsides of living in a smaller place, is there aren't a lot of options available for secondhand items. So this has a very antique vintage look to it, but it is a brand new dresser. It was a little bit expensive, but it was exactly what I was looking for. I love that it has the sort of antique touches. It's got the beautiful older looking feet on it. I love the attention to detail that went into the dresser, and I also like that it is a two-tone color. So the front and the sides of the dresser are actually a cream color. They're not a solid like bright white. And then the top is this beautiful wood, and it is a solid wood dresser. I get so many compliments on this dresser whenever anybody comes over. It's just so pretty. So we got this as a storage solution because, as you guys know, if you watch my videos, my boyfriend's clothing was in the other bedroom in plastic containers, and it just was not a nice way to have his clothes tucked away. I wanted a really nice solution to organize our clothing, and there wasn't enough room in my dresser for both of our items. So I got this, and I kind of struggled for a while with how was I going to decorate it, but I think I found kind of the perfect solution. So these white flowers I actually just had sitting in my basement, and they were from HomeSense a long time ago. I would like to get something just a little different, but these ones are working right now. I'm still kind of looking on Amazon and Wayfair to see if I find anything that I might like better. And then I put this little lamp here, which I found at Walmart a while ago when I was looking for lamps for the bedroom. And it's kind of this like traditional farmhouse style, and it's in this beautiful light brown color, which I thought was perfect. And then I also had this vintage looking, antique looking clock, which I found from Amazon a few weeks ago. And it used to be beside the bed, but I think it looks really beautiful sitting on the dresser with all of the other kind of antique-y looking items. And I just think it's perfect. So I think I maybe still would like some sort of a floral print for above the dresser, but otherwise I'm really loving how it all looks together. So yeah, couldn't be more happy with how this dresser turned out. You guys might remember from my older videos, I used to have a tall white bookshelf here that was holding pretty much just decor. And these days I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional with the things in my house. I don't just want furniture sitting around taking up space. I want it to also have some sort of function, but I want it to be beautiful at the same time. The next thing that I have been loving, and actually what the inspiration was for this whole video, is this hairbrush. So I was watching some Brad Mondo videos about curling hair, and he had mentioned that he loved this brush. Well, not this one, but the Mason Pearson brush. And I looked it up and it was like $200, and I really didn't want to spend that kind of money on a brush. So I looked up dupes, and lo and behold, my local Walmart had a dupe for the Mason Pearson brush from the company Goody, and it was only $14 Canadian. I always specify between Canadian and US because I have a lot of US viewers, and $14 US is a lot, but $14 Canadian is actually not that much. So I got this brush and I am so happy with it, you guys. I don't think I've ever loved a brush so much. I can only imagine how much I would really like the real Mason Pearson brush. So this one has a mixture of plastic bristles with the little knobs on it, as well as boar bristles. And before this, I was using a strictly boar bristle brush. But because my hair is longer and thicker now, and I like to be able to kind of give my scalp a little bit of a massage, I wanted a brush also that was a little bit wider and bigger. So this is a oval paddle shaped brush. And I just love how it feels when I brush my hair. It also makes my hair very fluffy. It's really good at detangling. I don't feel like it snags or causes damage on my hair. And I just really, really like this brush. So I was so impressed to find it. I never would have picked this one up had I not seen that Brad Mondo video. So I'm so glad that I saw that as well. I was looking for a good brush for a while, and yeah, this one really just kind of does it for me. So if you guys are looking for a great brush, I really recommend this one. And like I said, you can find it at your local Walmart, and I'm sure you could probably get it at Amazon or CVS or other places as well. The next thing that I have been loving is my Kitsch satin pillowcase. I believe it's satin and not silk. So I have used a variety of different satin and silk pillowcases in the past. I've bought a few from Winners, HomeSense, Amazon. I was also sponsored once by Lily Silk a few years ago. They had sent me a couple of silk pillowcases and silk scrunchies and things. Honestly, you guys, I have never found a satin pillowcase I like better than this one from Kitsch. By the way, nothing in today's video is sponsored and nothing in today's video was gifted to me. Everything was purchased with my own money, so you can be sure that nothing here is biased. So before this, I just had a couple of cheaper ones that I think I had found at either HomeSense or maybe Amazon, and they were fine. But what really sets this one apart, number one, it is so much smoother and softer than anything I have ever used, maybe with the exception of real silk. And it might actually be softer than real silk. The other thing is it has a zipper, and that might not sound like a big deal, but honestly, you guys, it is a game changer because otherwise my pillow would be slipping and sliding, and by the morning, my pillow would be half out of the pillowcase, and I would always have to readjust it and retuck the pillow because satin is very slippery, as you know. This zipper just makes all the difference. It is such a soft, wonderful place to put my head at night. And it's pretty affordable as well. I really recommend them. They have lots of different colors. Of course, I went with this white ivory-ish one, but they've got lots of different colors to suit your needs. And yeah, I just love using a silk pillowcase because it's good for your skin, it's good for your hair, helps prevent matting and tangles, helps prevent sleep wrinkles, doesn't dry out your skin as much as cotton or something like more absorbent. And it just feels luxurious. Like, it just feels wonderful at the end of a long day. Nothing feels better than putting your head down on a soft, silky pillowcase. The next thing I have been loving is my makeup bag. So I shared this with you guys in a couple of recent videos, and when I first showed it to you guys, I didn't know if I was totally sold on it or if I was going to keep it. I got it when I decluttered my makeup, and my goal was to fit all my makeup into a smaller makeup bag. So this one still felt like it was a little big, and honestly it is a little bit big. Like, I don't have it full of makeup, but after using this style of bag, I don't think I can ever go back to a typical like zip top toiletry pouch. So the way that this is made, it has like a diagonal zipper, and when you unzip it, the entire bag folds open and you can see everything you have inside. It's so much nicer than having to fish around and hunt around for items, especially if you've got lots of makeup. It can be so cumbersome, and honestly, sometimes you forget about things you have because they fall to the bottom of your makeup bag. But with this one, you literally see everything at a glance. It also has a middle zip compartment for my brushes, which is super handy. I brought this with me when I traveled recently, and it was perfect. I tried going back to a normal zip top and it was an instant no. I was like, instantly I knew I had to go back to this one here. So this one is from Amazon. There are a ton of different bags that look like this, that are this style. They're very popular right now. I'll try to link this exact one down below if you guys are interested. They've got lots of different materials and lots of different colors. The zipper is high quality. I believe this particular one is faux leather, like a polyurethane leather. And it just feels very substantial, very good quality. I also like that it is moldable and squishable, so it makes it really easy to pack and travel when you're going away, because I don't check luggage. I only ever travel with a carry-on, so it's really nice to be able to squish everything down and take it with me. So this was such a good purchase. Like I told you guys a couple of videos ago, I didn't know if I was sold on it and I still had the tag on it, but it has now become like kind of a must-have for me. And if I ever buy any women in my family a gift, it'll be a makeup bag like this, because I think that it's kind of a game changer. Since we're on the topic of makeup, another item I have been just loving, and probably my best makeup discovery for quite a while, is this CoverGirl foundation. So this is the one with the little micro beads in it. It's supposed to be a dupe of the Chanel Waterfresh tint, which I used to have, and I liked the Chanel Waterfresh tint. The only downsides is, besides it was expensive, it also had a lot of fragrance, and I don't love a lot of fragrance in my makeup. So this one is completely fragrance free. The best part about this one, besides how beautiful it looks on the skin, is that it also doesn't oxidize. So many foundations, whether they're high end or low end, that is my biggest beef, is oxidization, because makeup can look beautiful when you put it on, but then as time goes by, it starts to darken and look orange, and that is just not a vibe. I've been looking for a foundation that I can apply that looks good when I apply it and it still looks good 5 hours later, and this is the one. Not only that, but the little beads are suspended in this watery essence, and so it's very hydrating, and the finish is beautiful and looks just like skin. Everybody I ask about my foundation when I'm wearing it tells me they didn't even know I was wearing foundation. It just looks like skin. So it's really, really beautiful. It also looks lovely over top of my current skincare, which is just a whole bunch of moisturizer and my mineral sunscreen. So if you guys are looking for a good new foundation, I really recommend checking this one out. It is a little bit pricey for a drugstore, but it's 100% worth it in my opinion. The next thing that I really love, and this is kind of random and it's not that big of a deal, are these giant scrunchies. So I actually picked these up when I was in the States. I went to a TJ Maxx. Here in Canada, we don't have TJ Maxx. We have Marshalls, Winners, and HomeSense. They're all basically the same line of store. I think over in the UK, it's TK Maxx. And I will say that in the US, you guys have much better shopping than we do. Like, you have a lot nicer brands and just a greater availability of things than we do in Canada. So I definitely hit up that little girly section of TJ Maxx because I wanted to see what there was, and I found a couple of really cute things. But I was looking for these giant scrunchies for a long time. My hair is pretty thick and pretty long, and I've been looking for big scrunchies just to pull my hair back at work, or when I wash my face at night, I always pull my hair back and I put on one of my microfiber adjustable spa headbands and I wash my face. And these were just so pretty, I couldn't say no. I haven't been able to find like jumbo, either silk or like chiffon type of scrunchies anywhere near me. So when I saw these, I jumped at the chance. And they're perfect. So I have gotten really big into scrunchies lately. I would say like probably 3 or 4 years ago, I was not a scrunchie girl. They gave me major 90s vibes and they made me feel like a child. But these days, I love my scrunchies and I use them every single day. So while we're on the topic of hair, another thing I have been loving is my Bondi Boost hair conditioner or hair mask. So I got this one from Sephora a few weeks ago. I had gone the whole way through my Jisoo honey infused hair mask, and that one was lovely, and I can see myself getting it again. I really, really enjoyed the Jisoo hair mask. It smelled lovely. It was beautiful. It made my hair super soft. But I wanted to try something different. I think that trying different things is really important because you wouldn't have discovered any of the things you currently love had you not first tried them, right? So even though I like things to be simple and minimal, it doesn't mean that I don't still like to shop. I don't still like to look around and try new things. And that's very healthy, I think, and very normal. So I try to give myself a little bit of grace because even though I want things to be simple and minimized, I also still love looking around. So anyway, this I found at Sephora. It was a recommendation from the people working there who kindly recommended this for something for moisture. So this doesn't have any like protein building or anything like that. It is strictly for hydration, and I do tend to get very dry ends. This is wonderful. So I currently only wash my hair once every 6 to 7 days, and I only deep condition every second time. So this will actually last a really long time. And it has a really beautiful scent too. It's just like a very subtle, typical conditioner-y kind of scent. It's not too strong at all. It's a very like typical what you would expect a conditioner to smell like, but it just makes my hair feel super soft and hydrated and nourished. So I just washed my hair last night, guys, and I put it in a braid to sleep in, so my ends are looking a little frazzled. They always look better once I apply a little bit of heat with my curling iron and actually go through them and kind of get rid of that frizziness. But I assure you, my hair is actually so soft and so healthy right now. So yeah, really enjoying the Bondi Boost. The next thing I have been loving are these little pearl earrings and this pearl ring. So the earrings are very affordable. They're by Joe Fresh. I found them at my local Shoppers. I was looking for a feminine, very traditional looking earring that I could wear every single day. And I love pearls. You guys know my obsession with pearls. I like pearls on bags, jewelry, clothing. Anywhere I can get pearls, I'll take them because I just think they're so pretty. And they add this like old Hollywood glamour feel. And they look good with everything. You just can't go wrong. Pearls are very classic and timeless, and they are 100% my vibe. So when I saw these little pearl earrings, they were neither too big nor too small. Thought they would be perfect. And I have literally worn these every single day since I got them, you guys. And this ring was from Amazon. They have lots of different styles and sizes of pearl rings that are really affordable. I think this one was less than $20. It's also adjustable, which I like because that way I can choose what finger I want to wear it on. And I absolutely love it. So when I get ready to go out for dinner, or even when I went traveling this past time, this was my go-to ring that I grabbed, and it has been my go-to ring for just when I want to feel put together or dressed up. So I really, really love it. And while we're on the topic of pearls, this pearl clutch is one of my new favorite things. And this is from Amazon as well. So again, I would have loved to have thrifted this or something like it. I wish that we had like a really big Goodwill or even a large Value Village or something near me, but I live in a more rural area of Canada and we don't have a lot of big centers here, and we don't have a lot of big secondhand thrift stores because I wanted specifically an antique clutch. Something very vintage, something that would make me feel sort of like 40s and 50s glamour. That's what I was going for. And unfortunately, I looked on Poshmark and I looked nearby. I couldn't find anything like it. So I did resort to Amazon. I personally don't like buying like cheap new things. You know, I would rather get something good quality that actually has some age to it. Like I think there's something very special about using and coming in contact with and being around things that are antique and vintage. There's just something about it that's very special. It has like an energy about it versus something that's brand new and kind of cheap and plasticky. But anyway, I digress. So this is a really beautiful clutch. It is hand woven with pearls. It's not the very best quality. I paid about $45-50 Canadian for it. It also has little crystal embellishments, and it has 3 options. You can either wear it just in your hand as a little clutch, you can use the metal shoulder strap, or you can use the metal top handle. I personally prefer it just as a clutch, and this is a really nice size. I'm quite petite, I'm only 5'2", and this is really good for me for going out for dinner. It goes with all of my dresses. As you guys know, I try to get things in neutral colors so that everything matches. So it's kind of like a one and done clutch for me, and I just really love it. Prior to this, I was using my pearl clutch from Lulu's, which again was super affordable. But that one was a little large and I just wanted something a little more antique looking. And this one really fit the bill. Plus it also matches my pearl earrings and my pearl ring. So if you guys are looking for a timeless classic kind of Hollywood glamour feel to embellish your outfit or just to kind of put the finishing touch on your outfit for going out at night, I think you really can't go wrong with a pearl clutch, and try to look for things that have like more soft feminine edges as opposed to something new and modern. The next thing, and this is kind of random, but these are Keds sneaker inserts. I found these at HomeSense a few weeks ago, and these beat out any kind of hidden sock I've ever tried. I'm always looking for comfortable, no-show socks to wear in sneakers because when I travel especially, or if I just want to be casual but still put together, I like to wear sneakers. And I don't like my socks showing. I don't like a thick sock, and I also cannot stand when you can feel seams or whatever in your shoes. So I wanted something comfortable. These just jumped out at me and I immediately grabbed them. They just looked a little bit different from anything I'd ever seen before. These are amazing because A, super comfortable, very thin, very well made. You cannot feel them. You don't feel any seams or anything like that. They have a little rubber grip over the heel so they stay put. They come in 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. I have the medium, and I am a shoe size 7.5 to an 8, depending on the shoe, and these are perfect. So I took these with me again when I traveled recently, and they were absolutely perfect to wear in my sneakers. Super comfortable. You don't get any blisters or anything like that. Very lightweight and breathable, but yet they protect your feet. So these were amazing. I think they came in a pack of like 4 or 5, and I'm so happy with them. I honestly don't think I need any other no-show type of sock in my sock wardrobe. The next item is a book recommendation. So this is called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. So if you guys haven't heard of C.S. Lewis, he is a very famous author, and I just discovered his works. This book is basically a sort of logical way of approaching Christianity in a sense. The first half of the book is sort of the case for God, it's mostly for people who are sort of, they want to become more spiritual, they want to become more godly, maybe they have dabbled in Christianity or something else, but they're not quite sold. You know, a lot of people, myself included, we have very logical minds, we have very scientific minds, we like things we can see and measure. And for me, for many years, that was my issue, was just logically certain things about organized religion in particular did not make sense to me. And I'm not going to get too much into spirituality in today's video. I can do a video about that if you guys are interested. But anyway, this book is sort of plugs all the little holes that you might have in regards to God or religion or Christianity. So the first half of the book basically makes the case for why there must be a God, why there must be more to this world than what we can see and measure. And then the last half of the book approaches it from a Christian point of view, and it talks about everything from morality to sexuality to a moral code, and how people intrinsically have this knowledge of good and bad and good and evil, and this moral code that we all have. And it's just a fantastic book. So I brought this with me when I traveled, and I literally read it on the plane. Like, I read the first half traveling there, and I read the second half on my way home. I'm not 100% done. I have like 1 chapter left, and I'm going to finish it this week, but it's such a good book. I didn't even notice the time in the air. And honestly, for me, I would rather read a good book than watch a movie. When I'm traveling or when I'm doing anything, I like something that kind of expands my mind and enriches my life a little bit. And this was just such a great book. So I would recommend this if you are, even if you are religious in some aspect. You know, maybe you've got some questions that don't make sense, or some things about God or things about religion or Christianity that you struggle with, and maybe you don't understand why it is a certain way. Or for example, if there is a God, why does he let bad things happen? That kind of thing. It's just a really great book, and it might give you a different perspective on things. Really easy read, really interesting, very philosophical. I love this kind of stuff. My boyfriend and I have had some very interesting conversations since reading it. So yeah, really good book. Would really recommend it, particularly if you aren't religious, but maybe you would like to be, or you would like God in your life, but you just aren't sold yet, if that makes sense. If you're very skeptical, if your intellect gets in the way. Such a good book. So I unfortunately did not have highlighters with me. When I'm reading good books, I like to highlight so I can come back and look at things later. And I didn't have highlighters or tabs or anything. So on the plane when I was reading, I was folding over the corners because I found such great little bits of knowledge in this book, and I want to come back to them later. So it's a book I'm going to read again a second time. And this time when I go through, I'm going to actually do annotations. So that leads me to my women's study Bible. So I shared a picture of this on Instagram. I had quite a few people write me actually and ask me which Bible this was and where I got it from, and also where I got my tabs from. So I recently started reading the Bible. I haven't gotten very far through it. As you might know, it is quite long and the pages are quite thin. So there's a lot to read. But I got this from Amazon. It was, I would say, average for Bible prices. It was like $75. Really nice Bible. I like that it is a study Bible. So it has little excerpts just relating the scripture to real life and helping you put them into perspective and helping you to understand the things that are written in the scripture. I also got these beautiful little tabs for separating all of the books, and I also got these really pretty little highlighters. So I love these tabs. This is such a nice way to kind of organize and separate the books of the Bible. Very pretty to look at. They have so many different colors as well. I, of course, went with this kind of muted pastel theme. And then I also got these highlighters that were recommended with it. They were really affordable. I think the tabs and the highlighters together were maybe $20 total. And what's good about these highlighters, they're not super saturated. They're not going to soak through your pages or wreck your the pages of your Bible, because as you know, they're very thin. So it's a really nice set of highlighters. And whenever I'm reading anything of substance, like anything that either I have to think about or I want to study or I want to reference again in the future, or something that I can apply to my own life, I really love doing annotations. I love highlighting, making little notes, and being able to come back and reference that book again. So yeah, really good. I would recommend getting these three together. It's such a nice interactive way of reading the Bible as opposed to just reading it. You've got the study version, you've got the highlighters, and everything's very organized. So I really like it. And finally, you guys, the last thing that I wanted to share with you in today's video is this patchwork quilt. So this is also from Amazon. Again, I did go to my local thrift store hoping to find some sort of an antique quilt. I really just wanted an antique quilt with some floral designs on it, and there was literally nothing. You would think it would be the easiest thing to find, but it was nowhere to be found. So I did turn to Amazon as well, and I found this one. It's a really beautiful kind of a gray beige blend. It's got little bits of script written on it. It's got flowers. It's got pretty little paisley kind of designs. I think it's really nice the way they've put it together. It's also reversible. The other side is just all like a light gray ivory kind of pattern, and then this side has all of the patchwork with the little different colors and everything. So I love how it looks sitting on this chair in the living room. I think it's going to be perfect for like fall winter vibes. And as I told you guys, I've been looking for more like traditional antique touches throughout my home. Whenever I see videos of people's houses that are all completely like vintage and antique, I get so inspired. I just think it looks so beautiful, and it takes me to a different time and a different place. I think it reminds me of more simple times. I think that's why I like it. I have often said I could have very easily been a housewife in the 1940s or 50s. I honestly feel like I was born in the wrong era. And so I love things that have an antique touch to them. And who knows, maybe one day my whole home will be antique touched, but right now I just have little bits and pieces throughout, and I thought this was the perfect addition to my living room. Next, I am going to look for a patchwork quilt set for my bed. I'm so used to having white bedding, so it's been a struggle to find a quilt bed set that isn't going to be too dark or darken the room up or kind of look like everything clashes together. So I'm still kind of working on finding that perfect quilt set for the bedroom, but I really like this one. And these ones on Amazon, you guys, they have lots of different patterns and colors, and you can also get them in lots of different sizes. So if you're interested, I will also try to link this down below. So you guys, that is it for today's video. Those are all of the things I have been loving lately. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and maybe you discovered something that might be useful for you, or maybe just something nice for you to listen to in the background. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll see you all very soon. Oh, and I will be doing videos sharing some really pretty, like modest, sort of conservative floral dresses. I have been finding some beautiful floral pieces. I told you guys I wanted to start wearing more floral, and there will be videos coming up sharing dresses from all different places, all different budgets, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys as well. So thanks for being here today, and I'll see you all very soon in my next one. Bye for now.
That I adore. So